Oh, wait. Okay, now we're recording. Okay. Good. I've just started the recording.
Okay, so um, April 5th board meeting for the Arts Council. Can we have a motion to open the meeting?
I
I
motion,
make a motion to open the meeting. Or I'll
Jane
second.
Jane.
Yeah.
and second,
Second.
Liz.
Mhm.
Thank you. So let's just approve the minutes that Carrie sent us so efficiently some time ago. Motion to approve the minutes. Larry?
I'll
Second,
second it. I'll second it.
Jackie? Thank you.
Yep. You're
All
welcome.
right, so let's dive right into Poetry Live. And Jane, let's start with you.
Okay, so yes, full speed ahead with Poetry Live. So there's a lot of pieces. I have to say that it's so much easier to do the in-person event because Marina and I are like, oh, there's a lot to do when you have 45 poets and their teachers, and then to do all this and have it work well in a Zoom. And I'm sure the kids are already tired of Zoom. So I'm hoping that they love this, this time, that they just say, oh, because I'm being honored as a poet. Well, we'll see. So there are a lot of pieces to the Poetry Live. So Marina is in charge of the anthology. And so all of the poems are in, thank God. Some came in late. Marina got them all. They're being now, well, they're typed, and now they're going back to the teachers to have them proof it. So we are at least at that level. The idea is, and Marina had this idea, to give it to the teachers and the students before Poetry Live, which makes sense. They'll have
The completed book, the completed anthology.
printed. We found out that we can have a color cover for maybe $35. We're thinking we'll be printing about 85 books. And so it would be nice for the student to be actually reading from the anthology. So that's what we're planning for. So that means delivering them, getting them printed, delivering them, and the teachers giving it to all the students. We have 4 schools: Comics, Rhinebeck, Fox Lane, and Mamaroneck High School. And we have in each school, well, not in each school, but in some schools we have 3 or 4 teachers participating, and other schools just 1. Elizabeth is going to be our poet guest speaker. So we're very excited about that. And we're going to have feature one of her poems as well. We're working on getting the emails from all the students, and we haven't done it yet, but so that we can get that to work well when Dina from LMC Media is going to be actually hosting the whole thing. One of the teachers who usually does the Master of Ceremonies, she's going to be the Master of Ceremonies and link up, each school as they start. So there's just a lot of moving pieces with each person introducing the next person. And so we hope to do some sort of dry run. We're going to, Marina is going to do a very wonderful tribute to Mary Louise, and there's going to be a whole new piece in the book, in the anthology about her. We're going to include a part of Amanda Gorman's poem in the book also, well, the one that she did at the inauguration. And then we have the program kind of outlined, and we are really going to have to do a lot of work with LMC TV to see like all the questions that we haven't got answered yet, but it's very exciting. And I was saying to Marina today that I hope the kids stay on like for the whole event, because once your school goes and once you say your poem, I mean, you could, in a sense, sign off. So I'm hoping, we were trying to think of a way to encourage everybody to stay on until the end. Maybe promise something at the end. I don't know. We'll see. But it would be nice if everybody stayed, and we'll talk to the teachers about encouraging their kids to stay on for the whole, so they can hear their fellow poets say each of their poems. So anyway, those are just some of the issues that are swirling around us. And Marina, do you want to add anything else?
I'll add a couple of things. One is we have really good news. Melinda's going to, she offered to do our cover. So we have a concept cover, and we'll see what she comes up with. The word anthology means, the etymology of it, it means a gathering of flowers. And Mary Louise loved flowers. So the idea is that, so the anthology represents the scent of something, the way a bouquet of flowers is, gives off a scent. So I don't know, Melinda's gonna play and we'll see what she comes up with. She's coming up with something this week.
Good.
And then to update you, Jane, we're meeting with Dina on Wednesday, so I'll check with you about that, but just to go through all those questions that we have. And then we're doing a tech run next Wednesday if the teachers can do it. But yeah, so it's I think we're looking forward to seeing what's possible on Zoom with such a complex production.
Yeah.
So we'll see. And you're right, Jane. I think the kids are going to have to hang in there and humor us a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
right.
Anyway, I think we're good. I don't think there's anything else about Poetry Live right now.
I want to mention the bench and the.
That's coming up. We have a whole agenda piece on the bench, but
Okay.
so we will mention to the kids. I don't want to steal your piece, so I'll let you do the bench and then what we're thinking about. So, and as a matter of fact, next on the agenda is the bench. It's good. It's I didn't see that, so here you go, Solange. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Marina, Sherry, and I have visited the site where we want to put the tribute bench to Mary Louise Cox and also to Fred at the corner of Library Lane and Prospect. And Marina and I and two dogs were out there this morning with Jeff. His name is On, I believe, Jeff On, from the village, and he marked out where the concrete pad is going to go. Originally, we thought we might film a dedication with somebody from Jennifer from the library and Tom Murphy and yada, 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 and run that before Poetry Live. However, the bench won't be ready. The plaque won't be ready. So what we discussed this morning, I'm volunteering to put together a PowerPoint, photos of Mary Louise, a photo of the plaque, a photo of the bench and the site. Someone can talk during it. It could even have music in it to start up Poetry Live as to who Mary Louise Cox was, obviously 20th anniversary and all that, and what's going to be the memorial. And then later on in May, when everything is in place, then we have an event like we did for the sculpture unveiling, if anybody was there for that. We had, remember, Mayor Rosenbaum, and we had a photographer, and we even got a couple of sheets and unveiled them, and we had LMC Media and a couple of media people there. So really to do that really well. And I just learned this morning from Marina that Mary Louise Cox was instrumental in the foundation of the Labyrinth at St. Thomas Church, which is right next door, yes. And Joyce Marie, a longtime parishioner at St. Thomas, as am I. So her influence, really, you just keep learning how much influence,
right?
this woman had. Really? Yeah.
Solange, I don't want to diminish her, but just for the record, I don't know that she was instrumental in the fact that it was placed and constructed there, but I know that she was certainly part of the creation of it and So I don't want to over-represent until I find out more her role, but I know that she was very devoted to going there in the earlier years of I would say like maybe the past 15 years, something like that.
Mhm.
And you don't know of her going there because she hasn't gone in about 5 or 6 years. So
Yeah.
which you
Yeah.
mentioned, but go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. I just want to clarify.
I'm just sort of winding down. If you're going to have a tech run next Wednesday, would you like to have the PowerPoint ready by then as part of the tech run?
I don't know. I think we're going to have a lot of questions that need to be answered by Dina on Wednesday as to what is reasonable to include at this point and what kind of support they can give us on the Zoom, and how many minutes we have. And then I'd given her all the information. Like Jane and I came up with a whole production for the day, and it's really tight. So I just want to defer to Dina to make sure that you know, she's up for doing a PowerPoint and that we can include all of this. So can we get back to you on Wednesday?
Oh, on Wednesday?
This Wednesday. This Wednesday, we're having not a tech run, but a meeting with Dina.
Oh, okay.
And as to the entire production and how it's going to go, because I think Jane and I are a little nervous about it at this point, with our wish list that we came up with and with Dina's response in that it's going to be a bit of a production challenge. So I don't want to make you do a PowerPoint until Wednesday when I know that that's viable.
Okay.
But yes, otherwise, you know, we'd welcome some good visuals and whatever you can put together. So let's circle back after Wednesday on that. Does that sound good, Jane?
Yep.
In general, like Poetry Live before, that was when all the other people could come and volunteer and take tickets and help. Is there anything that we can do to help the process or make your lives easier, or just let us know, I guess, you know.
Well, first of all, I think that it's a funny thing, and we'll know more on Wednesday as to what is possible to do, but I know I would love support from the council. So anybody who's inclined to sign in that day, that's just my vote. And
I'll be there for sure. Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're going to send that invitation out to everybody, and I just think it brings so much energy, whether we're all active on Zoom or not. I would love to know that we're part of it, whoever it can be. But honestly, Jackie, I don't know what's possible at this point. And you're right. I mean, we did have like the concessions and the people on stage and the people in the, you know, giving out poems or whatever.
Solange always got the flowers, and we always had the music, everything. But
well, we've asked about the music, Solange, so that's not outruled yet either. So
Oh, okay.
possibility, maybe.
yeah, we put our wish list out there, and we're just waiting to see what comes back to us.
Cool.
Great. Keep us posted if you need anything.
Yeah, we feel like,
specific.
you know, we are newbies, right? We haven't done this. I think none of, including Dina, because I think for us, the big challenge is handing off the mic to all the students and figuring out how that's going to go. Anyway.
Jane and Marina, I'm happy. I'm also, you're going to have my stuff in very shortly for the anthology. And I also, you can count on me to, I don't know, once you get a look at the anthologies, I can deliver them to the schools, to the 4 schools, whatever that has to be. If you want to do that in advance, that's an easy thing for me to do, to drive around and bring that stuff.
Okay. Thank you, Elizabeth. I'm going to write that down. And yeah, Jane was going to do it, but Jane might be ready by then to have somebody to hand it out to.
Yeah. You can just kiss
I'm
them
going to turn on a late.
you know?
Elizabeth, yeah. Okay.
Jane, can you mention again the 4 schools, please?
Okay. So the 4 schools are Hommocks, Dry Neck, Fox Lane, you know, which is in Bedford, and Mamaroneck High School.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Now, is there any chance when this is over of the members and volunteers getting copies of the poems?
Getting copies of the poems?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have some for the council, some, you know, and we usually, well, we don't have our meetings in person. We used to always have a couple for everybody to look at. We will probably have a few to, you know, for people who
Let's
are,
figure that out, Jane, because anybody who wants them should be able to get them. So let's, you know, if it's like
we
a
could
dollar
we
more
could
on
add-
our budget,
we
like
could
add it on. Yeah,
add on to the 85.
yeah, I think we should include our council,
Okay,
if everybody
Can we-
wants it.
Yeah.
Can the library get a copy too? I mean, it would be so nice if we had a record of,
that's true.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
you know, just
Okay,
even last year's, right? We've only been making an anthology a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, no,
follow
no,
we-
no, they
No, it's been
always
every
have
year.
an anthology. Every year.
Oh,
I mean, I have
every
the
year.
anthologies from way back.
Oh, well, it'd be nice for them to have a record of it, you know.
I
just-
agree.
You know, Jackie, you're absolutely right. And that brings me to another point, and I'm only going to insert it right now because of our theme. We went from Poetry Live to the Mary Louise Cox bench. And I want to say that Mary Louise left behind an entire library of poetry and education books and art books, different volumes, over 1,500. And I've been going through them, and Jane came with me a few times last week to go through them, and we've given them to the library. And it wasn't officially an Arts Council donation, it was more from the family, but Jennifer at the library has agreed, she really loved the books that came in, to do a poetry corner for Mary Louise. So to your point, Jackie, I think
That's so nice.
I have most of the anthologies from the past. I probably don't have all of them. I don't know where they live or if anybody has missing ones, but I
have
think,
some.
okay, Solange, I'm gonna write that down. So to your point, Jackie, I think it would be really nice if we just have a collection of the Poetry Live, you know, anthologies through all the years to go with her poetry corner,
Mhm.
which will also feature some of her watercolor paintings that were donated by the family.
Oh, very nice.
And the last thing I would say to follow up on Solange's presentation and notes about the bench installation is that the family is considering, at our request, funding plantings and shrubs that will delineate the art corner that we now have, with 2 sculptures and a bench. And it will be really nice because it will be kind of the, you know, Arts Council art corner.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
So I'm getting some numbers on that this week, and the family is going to, you know, consider that. So, so that's that. Now we go to essential workers and Jackie.
Yes. So the Essential Workers Tribute, I contacted the tree committee, and they suggested, they contacted the Harbor Island Conservancy, and everybody's in agreement with the Circle of Trees.
Oh, good.
So I'm gonna go look at the site with Beverly. I think this week we're thinking the corner of Rushmore and the Post Road. There's an area there that is kind of empty, and they think that white oak would look really beautiful in a circle, maybe 8 or 10. They're not sure how many could fit, but they'll be planted small, but then they'll grow, and so they have to space them out appropriately. I kind of want to get an idea for the space because we're going to need to make some kind of, not a plaque, but some kind of a thing in the center explaining what is going on here. I don't know. I'm not sure what, but that's to come. And so it's moving forward, you know, it's looking good. Everybody's like loves the idea. And
How many trees, Jackie, do you think?
well, I suggested 12, but they said they thought maybe 8, maybe 10 in the space that they're thinking of. And of course, there'll be like a dedication and a ceremony. They can plant anytime throughout the summer, as long as, you know, they're watered. And I guess the tree that they suggested is a little bit difficult to find right now. Everybody kind of doing so much gardening and planting trees that they're, you know, we need to, that's the next step. Now we have the spot, we have the concept, we have to, you know, keep working forward, pushing that ahead. So, so it's coming together. Yeah,
Jackie,
Larry.
Jackie,
Yeah.
we talked about either surrounding it, something to geographically delineate it, not just have trees on a lawn. Was there
Yeah.
any discussion about that?
We haven't talked about that anymore. I mean, I think that, you know, finding the space, getting the idea approved. I guess it's something to consider, you know. I don't think they should be elevated, right? But there should be some way to mark them off. Like I was thinking of some kind of circular, not like a bird bath, but some kind of circular thing with writing, you know, kind of around. I don't know about a path or a walkway or because that is, you know, down at the harbor. I wonder. I don't know. Yeah.
But at least you're describing something to surround them instead of just having 8 trees in a circle and a lawn.
Yeah.
That's
Something
the
has to explain, right? What
Well, it's not
what's
just
going on
in
here.
the middle, but it's also you're trying to make that so when I'm standing away, I don't just see 8 trees, but I'm seeing something that demarcates them and makes them more important in feeling. So we're not elevating them, but we're doing something to sculpt around them to keep them, you know, to view them as an entirety.
You mean like a border of flowers or something?
Yeah.
Or it could be slate, you know, like not tiles, but whatever around it, you know, so you could walk around it, maybe.
Or you could do an artist wrap, the way artists do with trees. They wrap trees with, I know they did the rocket with, it wasn't crochet, may have been crochet. There are artists who wrap trees with art, and it's usually like something that could withstand the weather. Obviously, it's either crochet or I can't remember. They did a huge rocket a few years ago. It was a big national project, and it's amazing. And so, I mean, if we could find someone who does it,
What do you mean by a rocket?
A literal rocket, like that goes into space. NASA, they had a national project where artists, and they brought it to schools, and school children contributed also. And it's like, you know how you do an Afghan and there are different squares that you sew together that it's all crocheted. So everybody who participated did, I don't know what size, but a part of this, and they put it together, and it literally went around a rocket. It was, I can't remember what it was commemorating, but it was an amazing project. But I know that a lot of these artists do trees. They wrap, it's wrapping the tree. That's what it's called.
But how permanent is that?
It's, well, as long as it lasts. I mean, I don't know.
But does it
It
interfere
depends
with
on the
growth?
material, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a neat idea.
I think they come
would-
down after a while. I mean, it's just like yarn or something. It's not it's not a permanent thing, but it does look really cool. I can send around some pictures. I've seen that before.
It's a neat idea without installing anything additional.
You have to find someone who does it.
Joyce Marie.
Well, I'll keep thinking about that. I mean, the thing that I'm thinking, Larry, is that if it's something flat on the ground, like say we circled it with bricks or something, just kind of, you know, then you wouldn't see that from far away either. You would have to come upon it, but something like that, right?
And your point's well taken, but as you approach it, you sense that there's a boundary around it, that this is
Right.
an element that they stand together. And that's really what we're trying to achieve.
Right. Okay. I get that. I'll think on that. Let's see what
I mean, a
when I go
simple
down there.
solution could even be posts with loose chains, you know, with the ability to enter at different points. If you know, because I imagine budget's going to be an issue, that might be a simple solution too.
I actually have a feeling what they're going to allow or not allow down there is going to be really tricky. I think they're pretty particular. So, but we'll see. You know, we'll just keep.
I wonder. I think that if you do hardscaping around a tree, I just looked up what the white oak looks like, and it looks like they get pretty big. I think if you do hardscaping around a tree, there can be problems with the roots coming up through and ruining basically whatever you hardscape, like a patio or something. I know that we just kind of got through with the bench talk, but I wonder if it would be cost efficient and rather nice, because it would be low to the ground, low profile, to do little kind of mini benches in between the trunks of the trees that don't have the back, almost just the ones that you would kind of sit on like with a little kid or like just have a coffee on, not the ones with the armholes in the back, but just because then you would have, you know, the tree and the bench and the tree and the bench, and then those benches would just kind of live with the ground and whatever way the roots, you know, came up. But I think if you spend a lot of money on some hardscaping, it might, you know, even 5 years from now, get kind of ruined and cracked with all of that, all of the tree matter underneath.
I mean, that sounds nice. It sounds like a way to connect to the circle, right? Because in the beginning, especially where the trees are small,
And the trees would still be the focus, because this would be, you know, low. You'd almost, like a sight line, you almost wouldn't even see it from a distance, but when you got closer, you'd see it was a bit of like a little serenity area.
Sounds nice. No, I like that idea. Yeah,
I'll keep thinking.
Okay.
Jackie, do you know if they've considered birches?
They considered, yes, they did. But they're concerned with the seawater, you know, the salt air and the wind there. So that this is what they decided would be the best tree for that area. So
interesting.
Marina, I agree with you though. I envision birches with every look as it blew around, and therefore it looked in its entirety, but they're the experts.
Yeah.
And they would look so good with all the cherry blossoms in the spring too. They, you know, there's a softness about the birches, but yeah, I didn't know.
I kind of imagined alternating trees, like one type and then another, and then in the fall they would, you know, turn different colors. But I mean, I can push them on it a little bit if this is like the only option. That's kind of that's the only thing they came back with. So
I appreciate what Elizabeth said, because that again is something to pull it together.
Yeah.
Not just trees standing, but it creates, you know, visual effect. That's really what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. That's good. That's
good.
Pretty much it.
And I heard Elizabeth would like to endow the benches, so we're all set.
Well, you know, actually we could make like each bench kind of a different one of the essential jobs, you know, we could somehow mark, you know, each one.
That's a nice idea.
That's
Yeah.
So I just looked up trees that are good to plant near saltwater, and there's a whole list. So if you want to suggest, then.
Aren't you efficient? There we go.
Send it over, Shari. Send it over.
Yeah.
Okay.
You and Beverly can brainstorm on that.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you want to segue to the barrier project?
Yeah, sure. So the barrier project update. I went down and looked at the concrete barriers. They're smooth front. Can I share my screen, Nora, to show pictures? Okay.
At the bottom, see where it says.
Okay, I know where it is. I just didn't know if it was possible. So I'll share, but let me just explain. So last year there was a logo designed for the whole presenting of the restaurants together. It was called Savor the Avenue. And I thought, rather than reinvent the wheel, like, let's just go with the logo they had and just keep some consistency. So let me share my screen if I can find my pictures. Hold on a second. So I just mocked up like what the barriers could look like. And it's going to be like a simple kind of stencil. Oh no, now I can't find them. A stencil and then a spray paint. And one of them is done. Oh, here we go. Okay. I'm just going to share my desktop. Don't look at all the other stuff on my. Okay, here we go. So here's the logo just straight onto the concrete. It's coming. I also have a place that can print the stencil, and he suggested doing like a decal, so it will stick on the concrete, then we spray paint. And okay, so here is the logo with just color right on the concrete. Do you guys see? I'll see that. I didn't think that was as kind of crisp and clean. I mean, it could be a darker color, But the other way to do it is with like a white background like that.
Much better.
So
yeah.
we do a white square, we spray paint a white square, and then we put the decal on it and spray paint this logo. And my thought is there'd be like, if there's 4 barriers at a restaurant, like 2 of them will have this on it. And that's it.
That's
For
nice.
the,
That looks nice.
I love the
barriers.
font there. Yeah. that's
Yeah,
nice.
it's cute, right? I mean, I think it's nice. It's the
Yeah.
avenue, we all know the avenue, and
So Jackie, you're saying every other one if there are 4?
yeah.
And
Yeah.
how many restaurants are participating or are doing the outdoor?
That's kind of where we're at. Nora, I think you said
Last count we got.
how many?
Was 6 or 7 so far, but there.
6 or 7?
Yeah, there may be more, but there was 6 or 7 so far. There were more last summer.
Okay, so it will be, 12 or 14 or maybe 18 that will paint. And I met with Jeff from
Jeff,
he showed me the concrete, but he's like, the paint won't stay on the concrete for more than a season. Like concrete just kind of comes apart. There's no real reason even to buy really expensive paint because it's going to come off too. So to just get like a spray paint that will last the whole summer. But that's about it, so does everybody like the white background better with the, and then with the green? Okay. Or green or blue. I don't know. Do you do like the green? I could stick with the green.
Yeah, you need something that makes it pop out because the,
Yeah.
way the original thing, you couldn't really look at it. It looked like it had been rained out or rained,
Right.
washed away. This way, at least you'll see something and it'll be more, it needs something to punch it out
Yeah,
because you've
yeah.
got the gray,
Well, the font is so skinny, like the lines are so thin.
Right.
And I didn't notice that.
either that or
until
do
I-
a darker color for it, or something
Right.
that makes it pop out.
Maybe a little bit darker green. Is everybody good with the green?
Green looks pretty,
Yes. Okay. All right.
but it just
Then-
needs to pop out more.
Yeah. Right. I think with the white, it will, I'll definitely do that
Yeah,
white
definitely.
rectangle in the background. So, Nora, who do I call to figure out when those are gonna be put in place on the avenue? Jeff didn't know. I can't hear you.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Where do they go?
Got better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's check with Dan Sarnoff tomorrow because the permits come out of the manager's office. And
Okay.
and I guess Jeff said that there's room to paint where they're being stored now, right?
Yeah. We definitely can. I think Melinda's gonna help me to paint them. So yeah.
Because I think it'd be better to paint them before they get on the avenue. Don't you?
Yeah, I think so too. So if I do 16 of them, that should be plenty. Like I don't want to have.
Let's check with Dan tomorrow to see what the numbers.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's move on then. All
People
right.
have the option. They don't have to do it. I mean, April 1st was the tentative date, so people have the option to decide to do it later in the summer.
Okay. That's it.
Jackie, just one observation. If you're doing it ahead of time, will you be there when they're installed?
Probably not.
And the other reason I'm saying is that your vision of doing every other one may not actually be implemented if somebody else is installing it. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying you need to be there, but think about in a restaurant, if there are 2, there are 3, there are 4, how are they going to end up being placed? Or maybe, I'm being serious, maybe we just do every one of them and therefore they can just put them when they need to. It's not the ideal, but think about what it's going to be for them to do the work.
Right. Well, I think that it would be okay if it was every other one, or if it was 1 and then 2 with no painting and then another one with painting. Like, I don't think, even if there's just 1 out of 4, I think that's okay too. I think that would be easier than painting all of them, so, but thanks. Yeah.
Well, it's a good point. I mean, it's probably not too much if we've got the number right to get every other one.
There's a sketch for every restaurant, so I think that I think the people who install it will, if you ask them.
I imagine some restaurants have more than 4 too. Like some of them have quite a large space, no? Like roasters.
They just really went across, they paralleled the sidewalk, they paralleled Mamaroneck Avenue, and then there were just, like sawhorses on the sides of the parking lots. So it was just the end of the parking space.
Mhm.
So there might have been one that had more than four, but
They were
Anyway,
each
yeah.
8 feet long, so they're big.
They're
I mean,
they're large. Yeah.
Yeah.
and heavy.
When are they going up, these things?
Tentatively, it was going to be in April. So but again, if a restaurant hasn't decided to do it, they might decide in 2 or 3 weeks to do it. So. but
So I'll
that's-
paint some extras for sure. I mean, there's tons of them down there, and so I'll definitely paint some extra ones.
Do you need help, Jackie? I know you've got Melinda. Do you need any other hands on
Probably
this?
anybody else who wants to do a day of kind of spray paint decal kind of. I'll get the date out, and whoever is available and wants to help,
All right.
welcome. It's a little the area where it is it's not really ideal for painting. It's a little, I don't know, it's like stored in a parking lot. They're on top of each other, and you have to kind of climb over a few things. So it's not an easy thing to do. So, but whoever can help will be appreciated.
Jackie, Joyce Marie.
Yeah.
you want-
Yeah.
Good.
Joyce Marie is in.
Okay.
Liz, is that you?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sorry for the late shout out, but hi, Heather. Welcome.
That's okay. I
Um,
was,
Hey, yeah, hi,
we're-
Heather.
we're having a sadness about going back to school tomorrow, so I was a little late.
Oh, that's important. And hi, Robin. We know that you're here with us, but we don't see you.
That's fair.
So Arts and Eats. Carrie, where are you? There you are.
I don't,
Here I am. I'll start and then you guys, Marina and Larry and Jane can chime in with whatever I'm not saying. So Violet's going to be following up with the Mamaroneck and Rye Artists Guild to see what kind of response they might have gotten from artists so that we can figure out whether we need to extend the call to artists to neighboring towns. Also, Violet and I visited the restaurants on the list that was drawn up, and a few were not yet open. We did talk to most of the people there, and now we're ready to do follow-ups. We left the official flyer, we left the application forms. We were not always able to speak with managers or owners. So this time we're really targeting emails to owners or managers to see if we can get more of a response. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. I have a lot of questions, but we're also having a meeting tomorrow night, so I'm
Right,
going to
okay.
save some of those for tomorrow.
talk about it tomorrow night. Yeah.
So Jane and I visited Mercurio's and Roasters, and those are going to be our first two
Mhm.
LMCTV interviews starting next week. Mike Which,
Which?
Which,
Rich,
Rich,
Which.
R-I-C-H?
WITSCH.
WITSCH.
Oh, okay.
He is going to be doing the interviews. I'm hesitant because he's trying to do the videography instead of the interview. And he's a videographer. I mean, he's a filmmaker, but he's a wonderful interviewer. So he wanted to throw it back to us, but I don't think it's appropriate for the council to be out there interviewing. This was my opinion, and you guys can chime in. Because I think it looks like if we're behind the interviews, it looks like we're favoring restaurants. And I don't think that's a great place for the village to be. I think it looks a little bit more objective if LMC TV does the interviews. So, that was the thought on that. Mike is wonderful, and I think he'll try to do anything to help us. So we've drafted questions, he's looked at it, and Jane, you and I went and visited Roasters and Mercurios, and they're on board.
And Piccolo Molino, they're very excited, but they'll be much later. Yeah.
They're going to jump in June.
Yeah.
We're giving them some time so they get their outdoor garden set, plus they're remodeling. So as I think a bunch of the restaurants are, you know, they're kind of
Yeah.
taking this opportunity to do a relaunch after kind of going dark for quite some time, a lot of them.
Mhm.
So the thought is, as all of you I think know, that we're going to be doing 2 interviews a month. This is our first month. Dina is going to be editing and getting the interviews out by the end of the month. It's a little bit loose right now because we don't know exactly how this is going to go. We have a plan in mind, and our plan supports the September Arts and Eats Festival. We're trying to generate some, you know, enthusiasm and a different medium of introducing the restaurants. The theme is cuisine as art, food as art. And what we're trying to aim for is find out what the restaurateurs or the chefs in different cases, or in the case of Mercurios, you know, how their work is actually craft. Their work is certainly craft if you watch them do, you know, prepare the pasta in the back. So we're really trying to force our art theme, kind of in preparation for the September Arts and Eats. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, I'm feeling optimistic and also a little bit loose about, you know, letting it be an organic unfolding, depending on the characters, depending on the restaurant. We've already noticed that the people that we're targeting are different. Larry, you went to Modern on the Rails, right? I mean, everybody's a little bit different in what they're going to offer, right? Talking to you, Larry. I know you can't see me, but I'm talking to you.
It started in my head. Yes, they're interested. Interesting enough, they were very concerned about weddings. I said, what do you mean? She goes, you know, when a bride comes in to look at the restaurant, the art they see on the wall is what they expect when they get married. And I said to her, Lori, we're talking art of food. We're not talking about nude women on the walls here. She goes, all right, that's true. And then I said, September, she goes, oh, you're right. So if they haven't gotten back to me, let me know. I'll remind them when I see them on Saturday again.
Mhm.
But they said they were very interested.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good point. I can imagine if I were booking an event there, I might want it to look exactly as I imagined, but you know.
Il Castillo, I called, you know, I dropped it off. I called the owner twice and no response. Next time.
All right.
I know that last year when we were thinking of doing this stuff last year, Barley's was very interested in participating. I don't know if the owner is around. I don't know if anybody knows this. His girlfriend or fiance died suddenly a few weeks ago. So he's kind of not there as much, but he was very interested in it last year. So,
Okay.
you know, reach out to him, or, you know, somebody in the bar might be able to help. I know he really was very interested in it because he has an artist friend also who wanted to participate. So, but you know, I don't know what his schedule is because he's kind of understandably in mourning and not really there, but.
We actually spoke with someone at Barley's, and yes, they were very, very interested.
Yeah. I talked to him about it last year, and I haven't really been able to see him to see if he was still interested in it for this year. Because I kind of forgot about it, and then this happened, and you know, that's probably like the last thing on his mind right now. But you know, it was very tragic. She died in her sleep, so.
Yes, indeed, it is tragic. The one thing that I've noticed, and I know Jane and I saw, and I'm sure Carrie, you and Violet saw, is that a lot of the restaurants are very much in community with each other, and they all care about each other a lot. Not all of them, but I mean little clusters of them. That was really enlightening, you know.
Yeah.
To see that there's real community out there among the restaurants. I don't know, I feel like I'm learning about the village from different angles. So.
And they want to be supported by the village. They all, you know.
They do.
Hope, yeah, that things are going to get much better.
We do. So that's it for Arts and Eats. Thanks, Carrie.
Oh, you're welcome.
Jane. And Larry, you can please fill us in on the Shakespeare Festival.
So Sherry, I need your help. I've reached out to Sean several times. I'm getting nowhere. You said you had another contact?
Yeah, Marie, I think is her name. You want me to reach out?
Or even send me the contact. I'm happy to do it. I'm dead ending with him. He's the head of education and the associate director, but he's not responding.
Yeah, hang on.
Larry, do you know if they're active this summer or if they're planning to be?
Oh, they are. They're doing,
Are they
things
touring?
change.
Or are they
Normally
just doing it back there?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to, I know that they're opening the tent up in Garrison, but the question is, are they doing community work? I don't know that. And that's why I was reaching out to even ask that question, and I haven't been getting an answer. But they are open this year. They're not, and they're doing things like 1 month at a piece, and that's it. Normally they would do things, 5 different things they'd mix up through the summer. They've changed their structure for the, for the pandemic. I will let you all know when I have an answer.
Okay.
Thank you. Jackie, you seem to know more about what's going on in the parks and what is possible or not possible for the summer. I know that you've spoken with Solange about the July 4th, but in light of the Shakespeare Festival, what do you know what we can do at the moment?
It's like a moving target, right? We're not really sure, but it seems like things are opening up, people are getting vaccinated, and I think that it feels like, it feels like we're going to start talking about the 4th of July concert, the concert, not just the fireworks. So I think we should keep exploring, like on the positive side, that things might actually, work out. So I know that the Capitol Theater did cancel their big potential show down at the harbor for this year due to the pandemic, and also not only the public but the entertainers were not comfortable going on tour. Like they were hearing they weren't touring, so they pulled out, and but they're planning on something for next year, so 2022, like a big thing next year. So that kind of, I thought, okay, so no, maybe not the 4th of July concert, but then it looks like we're going to start exploring, is it possible, so right, Nora, that's the word on the
I think it looks like it might be possible now, and if we don't make some plans, I think it's better to try and make plans and see if it's feasible and maybe it has to be canceled because the numbers aren't good. But if we don't try to plan it now, I don't think we'd be able to do it in May or June. Like we need to think about.
So I went through this New York Times app about assessing the risk of an event that you were potentially trying to attend. And I did it as if I was going to the 4th of July concert, and everything looked good except for our location. The location of Westchester, the number of cases is still high. So the risk was extremely high. Everything else looked good except for that. So it was like, it wasn't a clear answer either. But it was a handy little app. If it was part of the New York Times, and you just, filled in what you were doing, and it gave you what they thought the risk was. So, so I did suggest a meeting, right, Solange, with you and I don't know, Marina, whoever else wants to kind of start like getting the wheels in motion. I mean, it's kind of like, will the orchestra want to play? I mean,
well, that's
one big
really
question.
an issue. There are issues from the orchestra's point of view. I talked to the board chair today, and I said the Arts Council was having a meeting tonight. I would say one big issue is rehearsal space. I thought about outdoor rehearsals. That's not really feasible. You're talking about getting 50 to 55 people together and to have three scheduled rehearsals at the courthouse. I mean, that's the way we've done it, right? So people know when to show up. We avoid the 4th of July parade if there's going to be a parade. I don't know. And then the question is, will enough orchestra members, and I need to pull the trigger on polling the membership. Where are they? Where is everybody at with vaccinations, with feeling comfortable? Because you're sitting right next to the other person. And then I'm also, we have a membership in the League of American Orchestras, and there is a question about aerosols from wind and brass instruments. If anybody's seen a recent concert, you might have seen some sort of a net cover over these instruments. So that's another issue. I also contacted Jim Salto, who's the stage and sound vendor, who's been on, he calls it forced retirement for the past year. Business just completely collapsed. He says he would have equipment available, specifically the stage, but the longer you wait, the more expensive it is because equipment that's nearby gets booked up first. And so then he has to go, kind of like further afield. Do you think I should start to gauge the orchestra membership?
I think so. I mean, first of all, like if they aren't comfortable doing it or enough of them aren't, we can't do it, right? So
orchestra.
I don't, I guess it's, how many are there? 50, did you say? How many members?
50 to 60 people on stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Larry, what did you have to say?
If you noticed last week, Tanglewood announced that they will open the summer, but under limited run. So how are they implementing it? Do we have any idea? Because that would be the same thing. They're talking about an orchestra outside, but you're still near each other.
Yeah.
You mean audience or the players?
The players.
Thank you for that. I hadn't heard that. I'm going to go look it up.
Go into Tanglewood, and they say they had 100 experts as part of this conversation of how they should do this.
That's great input.
That's good to know. I looked at the Westchester Philharmonic website today, but there's absolutely nothing there about them returning.
Look at the Tanglewood, because they talk about they're shortening their season. They've gotten rid of a lot of things. Audience will sit different ways, but they have a lot of information on there.
Okay, that's great.
Really helpful.
The other thing to the membership and just say that this is, in a sense, is being considered, right?
A possibility, right? Okay. Who would feel good and who would feel?
Can I ask you a question, Jackie?
Yeah.
So is the carnival? Is everything going to be the same as in the past? Are they doing everything? Definitely.
Carnival?
That's for Nora.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's going to be more spread out. They're going to use more of the park, but they're planning on holding it, and I think, given the situation now and the guidance from the county and the state, there's going to be a parade, and there's going to be, I think there's going to be a parade, and they're going to have the carnival, and it's going to be smaller and more spread out.
And fireworks?
We're having fireworks. Yep.
So every year, thousands of people from outside of Westchester come to our fireworks. Mm-hmm. And it's wall-to-wall people. How are we going to manage that?
We're going to be allowed into the park. So I think that's going to be a different issue. So that's why I personally, and Jerry's been out, I can't figure out the logistics of having a concert in the park, because they're hoping that people do the fireworks distant, like from various vantage points. So I'm not.
I imagine, Sherry, there would be circles on the ground and people would just swap in their circles. And then once the circles are filled,
access,
no more people could come in. I mean, that's going to be a nightmare. I hear you on that. That's really.
I mean, people come up from the Bronx specifically for this. Thousands of people come up.
Well, I think this is going to be a different year too. I mean, people might not be so comfortable coming to be in a big crowd of people. Right. I mean, Heather, you said in your experience with your plays last year, people were very respectful of
Very.
space, right? Yeah.
But we didn't have thousands. We had,
Yeah.
you know, 50, 75-ish. So yeah, it was a much different scenario, I'm afraid.
What event was that, Heather?
These were my shows in the park last year. The artistry, the village recreation department allowed us, because they weren't having camp, they let us have our camp outdoors, and we did our shows in the park. And then we're actually getting ready to do it again this spring, because the Emmeline is actually going to let us in for our high school shows. Will be the very first live thing that they have in the venue, but it's easier to manage that with high schoolers who follow rules, not first and second graders who can't get their hands off of each other. So we're going to continue to have those shows in the park. The guidance from, I mean, as everybody knows, the guidance from the state now is that you can have up to 200 people. I don't think that's going to be where our numbers are, but again, I do find that that our local families were very respectful of one another, keeping their groups together. We didn't put circles on the ground or anything like that, but again, not thousands. So I would imagine, I think that people are getting, I'm starting to see people not wearing their masks as much. I think people are getting vaccinated and throwing a little caution to the wind. And so I'm afraid on a holiday like that, when you have a lot of people coming in, that might be really difficult to, police, if you will. So I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And also, Solange, if the stage is an issue, don't forget the county owns a big stage and they rent it for $1,000. So.
Yeah, I think it's been booked up previously, but who does one reach out to at the county?
I could look in my notes. I have it in my emails.
Yeah, that rings a bell, but I think it's been booked previously. And Heather, thanks for mentioning the indoor limit in New York State. I mean, I did take a look at that, and I think it's 100, right? 100.
Yeah, it's 100 indoors and 200 outdoors, unless everyone can prove that they've been tested or vaccinated. So, I mean, I know the Emmeline's giving us like a limit of about 60. That's going to be it, because it's 33%.
Yeah, our rehearsals would be well under 100 people. So,
yeah.
That's not a problem.
Yeah.
And then we have to figure out as a group, do we want to ask people to voluntarily, report that they're vaccinated or had a negative COVID test? There's a fair bit to work out.
Well, and I don't know if this helps at all, and you can certainly look this up. I'm probably not going to get all the details right, but Actors Equity Association just released their guidelines for reopening theaters. And one of the things was that everyone has to be vaccinated. They've made that mandatory, and then they're going to test as well. And that's going to include musicians as well as actors. So you can look that up you could look it up on playbill.com. There was a whole, they've been really stringent with their regulations, but because we were sort of talking about on a broader note, can companies say you have to be vaccinated? And the union said in order to open the theater, everyone has to be vaccinated.
It's interesting you mentioned that, because I went to the local 802 Musicians Union page today, and they have a long legal opinion there. And their opinion is that you can encourage, but that if you mandate it, you could open yourself up to liability if someone has a bad action, whatever.
Yeah.
I think from everything I'm hearing, we need a subcommittee to support Solange and to support for the 4th of July, and Larry, whatever happens with the Shakespeare Festival. And there are certain people in this group that are emerging as experts. Heather, Sherry, with all your experience, Solange, Larry, just off the top of my head. Jackie, you're in contact with a lot of the different people that are putting these things together. And I think all of you would be good resources for each other if anybody wants to lead that and take it off camera to another meeting so that you can all support each other.
I'll head that up. I'll get in touch with all you guys and figure out how we can investigate and
Because
proceed.
it sounds like, you know, nobody's gone through this. There are going to be so many moving parts right up to the last minute. So everybody's information and individual expertises will be really useful.
Yeah, okay, so I'll be
The
happy
one-
to report back with Heather, Sherry, Larry, Jackie. Okay.
So Jackie, you'll be heading that up. You'll coordinate everybody.
I mean, I do have to say, it's a little bit above our pay grade, you know, figuring out vaccinations and, I mean,
I don't think we should be, but you
COVID
at least
tests
can
and
find
stuff,
out
that's-
what the village
Yeah.
wants us to do. And then, you know, based
for
on,
sure.
you're
but
absolutely right,
it-
Jackie.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so, okay.
Larry, I sent you that Marie's information.
Okay. There are a couple of other things. One is the quilt is now hanging at the library. I don't know who saw it today, but it was in the library newsletter. So I'm really happy about that. It looks really good at the library because they have it in the reading room. So it's hanging free and there's a lot of light. And I know that we're getting some really nice feedback about that. And then of course, the deep breath moment was a deep breath moment for me anyway. I was really happy about that. So, you know, congrats to all of us on that. And then Melinda couldn't make it. Jackie, I don't know if you saw it, but her son is, he got sick tonight. So he's at City MD. So we wish him well and her. And then Violet couldn't make it, but Violet sent to our little group an email. And I just thought I'd end with her words because I found them very inspiring. Before I end with her words, does anybody have any other business that we need to talk about? Jackie?
Well, I'm moving right along.
Oh, good.
I have the bags.
Yay.
Okay, we got the bags. I've got 100 of them. So now
That's
I
a
just
nice
need
size. That's a big bag.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
it's canvas. It was $3. So it's double stitched. The handles are long. It's a nice bag. It's not a throwaway. And so now we got to get the screen print on there. So that's the next step. But
And do you need help with that? I'm sure you do.
I would love some help. I don't really know how to screen print, but I kind of figured I'd figure out how to do it. If anybody has ever done it before, or yes, Joyce Marie, screen printing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Squeaky,
I'm gonna
screen,
call
back
you.
and forth.
I have the screen. I have the ink. I have the bags. I think I have everything. I just need somebody who knows what they're doing. So, all right, Joyce Marie. That's it. Thank you.
That's
Okay.
exciting. What color are they going to be, Jackie?
Well, it's just a off-white, you know, canvas bag. I
No,
was
but
gonna
the
print
print on them.
with black. I was gonna do black to start. See how it comes out, and we can always change that later.
Nice.
Thanks.
When will they be in production?
Soon. As soon as
Okay.
I can.
Maybe one by our next meeting anyway. That would be fun.
Definitely one by our next meeting.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Anybody else?
Jackie, do you have a screen?
I do.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right, so Violet sent this to the Arts and Eats group today, and I just thought it was really nice, so I'm going to read it.
Better get a book.
We all seem to be finding that the need for art in all its forms has become more important, not less. The need to feel the soul and the eye with beauty is more vital when there is so much loss and suffering. I think we are at the right place in our efforts and will make a difference. And then she wrote something that a rabbi told her, Rabbi Nadelman, 30 years ago. And this is the quote: "Once people achieved heaven and perfect peace, we would stop creating. We would have no more need, as art is created in the space between the ideal and happiness, disappointment and tragedy." So that was Violet's inspiration for today, and I thought it was really beautiful, and I wanted to share it with everybody. And I didn't ask Violet, but I think she would be very willing to share it. So thanks, everybody. I think we're good. Motion to end the meeting.
I'll make a motion to end.
Jackie?
Yeah.
Jackie. Second.
A second.
Heather, yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm excited that we're all doing something that many somethings that contribute to the greater good right now. Seems like we can be part of the lifting. So we'll see you all next month.
Okay.
First
Bye,
Monday.
everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, and there will be Poetry Live before then, so we'll see you then.
Yeah.
All
Bye.
right.
Sure.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.